Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SEP.
Welcome to SEP, where we make English natural, easy, and fun.
I'm Amin.
And I'm Sara.
Before we start, if you're learning English right now, this episode is going to be super helpful for you. Make sure to stick around until the end.
And if you enjoy what we're doing here, please hit that subscribe button and drop a comment. We want to hear about your English learning journey.
Today, we're talking about something that every English learner struggles with at some point.
Thinking in English. Not translating in your head, but actually thinking in English.
This is a game changer. Like, when you can do this, your English becomes so much more natural and fluent.
Absolutely. But here's the question. How do you actually do it? That's what we're going to explore today.
Okay, let's start with this. When you're having a conversation in English, what's happening in your brain?
For a lot of learners, they're thinking in their native language first, then translating to English.
Right, and that process takes time, which is why there's often a delay in conversation.
Exactly. And here's the thing. If you're watching this and you do that, it's completely normal. We all start there.
Absolutely. I remember when I was learning, I would think in my language, translate it, and by the time I had the English sentence ready, the conversation had moved on.
That must have been frustrating.
It was. But the real problem is that translation doesn't always work. Some ideas just don't translate directly.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Idioms are a perfect example. If you try to translate an idiom from your language word by word into the English, it often doesn't make sense.
True. Every language has its own way of expressing things. That's why thinking in English is so important. You start to understand how English speakers actually express ideas.
Now, I want to ask everyone watching, do you find yourself translating in your head when you speak English? Drop a comment and let us know.
All right, here's the big question. How do you make that switch from translating to thinking in English?
It's not like flipping a light switch, that's for sure. It's more gradual.
Right. And I think the first step is actually accepting that you don't need perfect grammar or perfect vocabulary to think in English.
That's such an important point. A lot of learners think I need to be advanced before I can think in English, but that's backwards.
Exactly. You can start thinking in simple English right away, even if it's just basic thoughts like, I'm hungry, or that's interesting.
Yes. And for those of you watching, try this. Next time you're doing something routine, like making breakfast or walking somewhere, try to narrate what you're doing in English, in your head.
Ooh, that's a good exercise.
It is. You might think, I'm making coffee. The water is boiling. I need to add sugar. Simple sentences, but you're training your brain to default to English.
I love that because it's low pressure. Nobody's listening, so you can't make mistakes.
Exactly. You're just practicing with yourself.
Another thing that really helps is surrounding yourself with English as much as possible.
Yes. Immersion is key. Even if you're not living in an English-speaking country, you can create immersion.
How?
Watch shows and movies in English. Listen to podcasts like this one. Read books, articles, social media posts in English.
And here's the important part. Don't translate everything you hear or read. Just try to understand the meaning directly.
That's huge. When you watch a show, don't pause every time you hear a new word. Just keep watching. Try to understand from context.
Right. Your brain will start to pick up patterns naturally. You'll start to understand how English works without consciously translating.
And I want to ask you, our viewers, what English content do you consume? TV shows, YouTube, music? Tell us in the comments what helps you.
Another technique that works really well is thinking about your day in English. Like, before you go to sleep, try to recap your day in your head using English.
That's smart. Like, today I woke up at 7, I had breakfast, I went to work, I talked to my colleague about boppa.
Exactly. And if you don't know a word, describe it in simpler English. That's actually what native speakers do too.
Oh, that's a great point. If you don't know the word exhausted, you can say very, very tired. It's not about having a huge vocabulary, it's about working with what you have. Let's talk about some mistakes people make when they're trying to think in English.
Good idea. What's the biggest one you see?
Trying to translate word for word. This creates sentences that are grammatically wrong in English because you're following your native language's structure.
Right. Every language has its own grammar rules and sentence structure. English has its own way of doing things.
Exactly. The solution? Read and listen more. The more you expose yourself to correct English, the more natural English patterns will become.
Another mistake is being too hard on yourself. If you're watching this and you've been learning English for a year and you're still translating sometimes, that's okay.
Totally okay. This is a process. Some people make the switch faster, others take more time. There's no right timeline.
And honestly, even advanced learners sometimes translate for complicated concepts. That's normal.
True. The goal isn't to never translate. The goal is to think in English for everyday conversations and common situations.
For anyone watching who feels discouraged because this seems hard, we promise it gets easier. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Let's give people some practical things they can start doing today.
Love it. First one we mentioned, narrate your daily activities in your head in English.
Second, change your phone's language to English. Your computer too, if possible.
Ooh, that's good. You'll be forced to think in English for basic tasks.
Third, talk to yourself in English. I know it sounds weird, but it works.
It does. When you're alone, just speak your thoughts out loud in English. It helps your brain practice forming English sentences quickly.
Here's another one. Keep an English journal. Write about your day, your thoughts, your plans, even just a few sentences each day.
Yes, and don't worry about making mistakes in your journal. It's just for you. The point is to practice thinking and expressing yourself in English.
For those of you watching, which of these are you going to try first? Let us know in the comments. Another useful exercise is when you learn a new word, don't just memorize the translation. Try to think of an English sentence using that word.
That's really smart because you're creating English connections in your brain, not just native language to English translations.
Exactly. You're building an English thinking system.
You know what's cool? There's often a moment when learners realize they've started thinking in English without trying.
Yes, it just happens. One day you're having a conversation and you realize you're not translating anymore.
Or you catch yourself thinking in English when you're not even trying to speak or practice.
That's the breakthrough moment. And it feels amazing.
It really does. Because suddenly English feels less like hard work and more like a natural way of expressing yourself.
And for everyone watching who hasn't had that moment yet, it's coming. Keep practicing, keep exposing yourself to English, and trust the process.
Your brain is working on it, even when you're not consciously trying. Every English conversation, every show you watch, every article you read, it's all training your brain.
The key is consistency. A little bit every day is better than a lot once a week.
Absolutely. Make English part of your daily life, not just something you study.
All right, let's wrap this up. Sarah, what's your #1 tip for someone who wants to start thinking in English?
Don't wait until you're ready. Start now with simple thoughts. Your brain will adapt faster than you think.
I love that. Mine would be patient with yourself. This is a skill that develops over time. Every day you're getting closer.
And remember, even making the effort to think in English, even if you still translate sometimes, is progress. You're training your brain.
Exactly. You're all doing great, and we're proud of you for taking on the challenge of learning English.
Okay, everyone, that's it for today.
We really hope this episode gave you some practical strategies to start thinking in English.
Now it's your turn. In the comments, tell us.
Do you still translate in your head, or have you started thinking in English?
What techniques work best for you?
And what's the hardest part about learning English for you?
We read every single comment, and we love hearing about your experiences.
If this episode was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other English learners.
And don't forget to subscribe. We make new episodes every week.
Thanks so much for being here.
Remember, we make English natural, easy, and fun.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Bye!